Good afternoon, everyone. So I just want to make a note regarding my last video with ARC's expected value for Tesla in 2027. I think it's important to keep in mind that these are what ARC expects the fair value to be. Now, the market may be completely off from what they expect it to be, so they can be completely wrong because, the market is filled with many actors deciding what they're willing to pay for the shares. A lot of it is computers now and algorithms that make the trades. So this is just what ARC is expecting as a fair value for the shares, not what they actually expect the price to be in 2027. So I just wanted to note that. And speaking of Tesla shares, let's have a look how it's going today. Up a little bit today at 165.63. Midday here, so recuperating a little bit from the losses yesterday. Next, we got an article mentioning that Tesla has changed prices again, but this time to the upside. Tesla headline here is Tesla increases prices of top models after stock slump. The price increase is for the Model S and X premium electric vehicles, according to Reuters. Tesla's website showed that the Model S and X Plaid vehicles are now priced at $107,490, while the Model S and X standard vehicles are 2.6 and 2.9% higher than previous prices, respectively, Reuters reported. So it looks like, this is something we're going to see quite often. Price adjustments from Tesla, up, down, all around. So just be prepared to enjoy the ride of Tesla vehicle price adjustments. And another interesting piece I found here from Not a Tesla app. The headline is Tesla to revive low regen mode in upcoming update. And basically a user saw the release notes briefly showing that they might bring back the low option for regenerative braking. In the past, Tesla offered low and normal regen options, but newer models only featured the normal mode to encourage the more efficient option. With this update, it is expected that more recent models will now have low regen mode available, giving drivers more control over their driving experience. Activating and monitoring regen in a Tesla. Regenerative braking is a significant feature of electric vehicles, allowing drivers to slow down without using the brake pedal while recapturing energy and extending the life of braking components. This system can increase the range of the vehicle by up to 10% and extend the lifespan of braking mechanisms by more than 50%. Tesla's regenerative braking system uses the electric motor to create resistance, slowing the vehicle down and capturing kinetic energy. This energy is then converted into electrical energy and fed back into the battery, increasing the vehicle's range. The regenerative braking system can be activated simply by lifting the foot off of the accelerator, with the strength of the braking force and energy captured determined by the extent to which the accelerator is eased. Brake lights activation during regenerative braking. During regenerative braking, Tesla vehicles ensure the activation of brake lights, even when the traditional brake pedal is not being used. The brake lights are turned on based on the vehicle's rate of deceleration. To check if your brake lights are on, you can look at the Tesla display screen, where the car illustration will show the brake lights as lit up when they are active. This feature ensures that other drivers know the Tesla vehicle's deceleration, improving overall road safety. The reintroduction of low regen mode offers drivers the opportunity to adjust to the unique braking experience of electric vehicles, gradually transitioning from traditional ICE vehicles. However, it is essential to note that using low regen mode may result in reduced range and increased brake usage, making it a trade-off between driver comfort and overall efficiency. So I think that was a pretty good summary of regenerative braking. I had this option in my 2014 Model S. I could put it on low or standard. It took me half a day to get used to regenerative braking when I first got the car. And once I realized that I was saving my brake pads and charging the battery at the same time, increasing range, I'm like, this is win-win. I'm going to use this as much as possible. And I would time my release of the accelerator to maximize its usage. However, because my vehicle was only rear-wheel drive, I found the only time I used low regen was in winter. I found that during cornering, if I was letting off the accelerator and the regen was kicking in, I felt the back end would want to slip a bit more. So I put the regen into low only in the winter when there was snow on the road, just to maximize my comfort when driving. However, I didn't experience much driving with a all-wheel drive vehicle with regenerative braking. The case might have been different there. I might have kept it in full regen and still just eased off the accelerator when cornering during snowy conditions. But other than snowy conditions, I wanted to use regen as much as possible. And because of regenerative braking, I didn't have to replace my brake pads in my Model S until I had 250,000 kilometers on the car, which is pretty amazing for brake pads to last that long when you compare to how often you have to change them in an internal combustion engine vehicle. And I think it's worth noting that an internal combustion engine vehicle will never have a system like this. It's not possible to do regenerative braking in a gas vehicle. This is something unique to electric vehicles and is a huge plus in my mind. It's a little awkward at first when you go from a gas vehicle to an electric vehicle, but in my experience, you'll get used to it quickly and you'll like it because you won't have to do brake jobs as much. So interesting that they brought back the low option. I wonder if they got some feedback from winter drivers that they like having the low option. I'm sure they got feedback from new drivers too that they find it awkward. I got used to it pretty quickly, but I'm sure there's some people who it turns them off and they don't want to adjust to this new way of driving. So they requested, to have a low option. Definitely a good feature, and interesting to note that they brought back the low option for regenerative braking, or it looks like they will. This is just a user who saw these in the release notes of a new update. So that's my midday update. My name is Evan Bertrand. This is the Evergreen channel. So subscribe if you like by clicking on the wheel. And thanks for watching.